Good. Day is Monday, September 8th, 2025. Update for Tuesday tonight. All right, let's go. Well, as far as official setups, let's stick with this ATAI for now. I'd like it to pull back a little bit further, but I think it's worth keeping on the radar and going after it now as is. And we'll take a look at that in just 1 second. Okay, data portfolio overall, thanks to the gold. So go ahead and bump your stops on those. ATI again, almost like a little deeper pullback, but it looks pretty good. It looks like it's poised to resume its uptrend. There's a few other ones in here that are catching my eye. Still super volatile ones, such as this X4. Looks like a bigger picture bottom cup and handle. It's got a lot of problems, but by the time it gets to all those problems, it might be a good thing. But that's super volatile. HV of 191. Consider yourself warned. This TGen keeps catching my eye. You kind of squint your eyes, and you can kind of see a big, deep retrace. That was a 2-bar chart. So it still looks like it has potential, but obviously you want to wait for a pretty serious rally. It should decide to go after that. But this Tigo caught my eye in here too. A nice persistent uptrend intact there. For now, though, let's stick with the ATAI, and then we'll obviously keep an eye on those other ones to see what happens. Let's take a look at the portfolio, and then we'll pop out to the overall market and drill down a little bit. ABCL down a smidge. Obviously, honor your stop on that one just in case. KTO's banging out all-time highs. KGC banging out all-time highs. KTO's, it's got a ways to go to get back to all-time highs, but it just looks like it's digested its gains so far. But I would like to see it make some new highs sooner rather than later, because it has lost a little bit of momentum as of late. You know, routine, one day at a time. TFPM banging out new highs, a little bit of vigor. Let's take a look at the overall market. A few things I would really want to talk about tonight. S&P 500, kind of a fairly narrow range trading day. Chopped around a bit, but it did manage to close a little bit higher on the day. That's better than the poke in the eye. And that's just a smidge off of all-time highs. So that's obviously a good thing. Nasdaq Composite chopped around, but it managed to close at all-time highs, up nearly 1.5%. So as a trend guy, I'm not going to argue with that. The Rusty 2000 closed at new highs once again for the year, so that's obviously a good thing. Did set the world on fire, but so far the recent breakout remains intact. Cyber computing coming back nicely. I'll always call it that. Cybersecurity, I should say, coming back nicely in here, and it's not too far away from all-time highs. It looked toppy for a while, but now it's trying to come back, so that's obviously a good thing. Internet right here at brand new highs, so that's a good thing, obviously. Bitcoin still looks a little toppy for now, so stay away from it until we can see some improvement. It does have some support right around here. Gold, the commodity, bam, winning, banging out new highs with vigor, acting like a crazy biotech momentum stock, right? Take a look at the gold miners, also banging out new highs, so that's obviously a good thing. Nice little bounce back at broker-dealer. It looks like they're just trying to build a base at these high levels, which is a good thing. Biotech down a little bit. Intermediate term uptrend remains intact. It still has some overhead supply to deal with, but hey, routine one day at a time. And as I've been saying ad nauseum, a lot of stocks within still look pretty good within the sector. Software, not a bad day there, getting back up with that 30 EMA. That's a good little, I hate to say line in the sand, but a good little area to keep an eye on. Above it is usually pretty good, and below it is usually not good. Take a look at defense, kind of Flatsville in here, but it just looks like it's building a base at high level, so I wouldn't get too excited there just yet. Yeah, it's lost some steam, but building a base nonetheless. Lithium banging on new highs and a little bit of vigor. Let's take a look at metals and mining overall. Right at brand new highs. Didn't set the world on fire, but new highs is new highs. Utilities continue to slide in here. They're looking a little toppy as of late. It's kind of interesting because bonds have been improving. Look at today's action. Bam. Beginning to kind of melt up in here. And that's obviously a great thing. Bonds up, rates down, as you likely know. Well, I'm sure you know that. Anyway, semiconductors, not a bad day. Pushing toward the top of their highs. All in great in the world, though. NVIDIA beginning to look toppy. We could see a bow tie here fairly soon. One or two big updates would certainly fix that, but that obviously would have to happen. Silver, the commodity right here at brand new high, so that's pretty strong with the rest of the metals. Telecom right here at brand new high, so that's obviously a good thing. Financials kind of Flatsville. They've lost a little steam as of late, a little choppy and sideways, so hopefully we'll see some resumption of the uptrend there soon. But overall, things still look pretty good for the most part. So continue to look to get long, obviously. But, honor your stops just in case. Everybody have a fantastic night. If you have any questions, you know the routine. Thank you so much.